Hey everybody, what is up? Rack here, and I have another build video for FL4K again. Pretty much this channel is probably going to be a fucking FL4K build video at all times because I pretty much just drifted away from every other Vault Hunter. I'm a FL4K main now, like I really can't say much, but this build is consistently focused on fadeaway. It's gonna look somewhat similar to the last build, right? You could do other things with it, but as you can tell, we didn't go all the way into the master tree, and we didn't go into this tree. Well, we went into it a little bit more than we did last time, but you know, the main focus here and takeaway is that we always want fadeaway. So let's go ahead and start with the fadeaway tree itself. 5 points in the furious attack, gun damage, really the only reason why. Eager to impress, we want fadeaway coming back at all times. We just want that bad boy going and going and going and going. So like when it goes down, we want it coming back up like in the next 5 seconds, in which in this build it can do that if you're shooting. Overclocked, I really only put 3 points into this because these three aren't worth it for me. Like these three skills aren't worth putting in the points. You know, fire rate, I'll take a little bit more fire rate, that's acceptable. Turn tail and run, obviously we picked that for gun damage while we're sitting still, and we get more fire rate while we're sitting still, so even more damage than that. Lick the wounds, it's not a FL4K build if you don't have lick the wounds, because FL4K will go down a lot, we know that. Fast and furious, have to have fast and furious. It's so good, it's so good. And then I have like 2 points getting maxed out into it, so that's like 42% gun damage. Like it's chef's kiss, man. It's beautiful. Then we also have hidden machine. When an enemy has no target or is attacking a different target, FL4K deals increased damage against them. Now this is more or less situational if you're running one of these two, specifically the Not My Circus. So you'd probably take away Unblinking Eye and put on Not My Circus, that way the pet taunts. Now when you do this, be wary, pet might die depending on like what you're fighting, because they're gonna do a fuck ton of damage against pet. Like if they focus pet, it's gonna be hard. So yeah, that's what that's for. And plus, you know, sometimes there is points in time where even if you're not using the action skill, they're attacking pet anyway, so it kind of works out, and that's like just a extra 30% damage, so obviously it works out. Power inside, another damage dealer, and then if we're at full health, it also gets doubled. We're not at full health all the time unless you're using the Heartbreaker, which I highly recommend. Heartbreaker is just so good. That thing is just I love the Heartbreaker. I'm glad it got the buff it did. But that's pretty much all in this skill tree. So this is where the meat and potatoes of the build is mostly. I put points into agility training because FL4K has a pretty slow reload speed. I don't like it as much. Like I'm pretty much used to playing Moze because Moze was the first Vault Hunter I played with, and reloading just wasn't a concept with Moze. You know, reloading was non-existent. So I put 5 points in there. You could allocate them in somewhere different if you wanted to. You could do that. You could do other stuff, you know, but this is specifically made for me. God, I can't talk. So yeah, 5 points into agility training. I had these 3 points left over at the end of the build, and I was just like, why not? You know, I didn't really have much other places to put them. Moving over to this tree, we just got the extra gun damage and actual skill duration. It doesn't do much for fadeaway, but you know, the gun damage, I'm not gonna miss out on free gun damage. Moving on to the hunter tree, not much changed. You know, looks very similar to the last build. You know, reload speed, critical hit, you know, we get a bullet back. This one is a must, head count, that way we use multi-pellet weapons like the light show. It's more of a chance to get the cooldown reduced, so you can keep shooting and you can keep having fadeaway coming back and back and back. Hunter's Eye, Interplanetary Stalker, that's mostly just damage. Obviously the hunter kill skill is active whenever you do it sometimes, especially if you put on bounty hunter. And against armor damage, this is against robots. I don't know if the armor damage works against Hemophorus per se, since it's not exactly a robot, but it does have armor, so I'm not sure how that interaction works out. Most dangerous game, obviously I have to have it because most dangerous game is super good. Then we also have big game, which they have much more of an effect and they have a longer duration. Grim Harvest, obviously for the gun damage, action skill damage. Not concerned about the pet damage, this isn't really a pet build. And then we also have Megavore, that way we can get our crits going. So that's pretty much all the skill tree that we've gone over. There is multiple ways you could do this. You could squeeze in some more damage in some places, but I personally, like, you could probably get rid of this whole tree and put it in a master to where you can probably go get pet bonuses. But Flak reloads so slow that I just couldn't stand it, so I had to get the reload speed and all that stuff. I just couldn't do it. Moving along, weapons, not much changes, since this is really just a fadeaway Flak build. You know, just if it's a weapon, try to get while fadeaway is active, because I think that's Flak's strongest anoint right now, other than URAD, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll probably have to look into more some Flak's anointments, but obviously we have a Revolter. If you want to do something different, by all means do that. I have a Super Soldier, but I gotta I'm gonna have to give myself a whole lot of Iridium to get a on action skill start. Whoa. On action skill start. Jesus, I can't talk. Yeah, so I gotta get some Iridium so I can reroll that. That way, you know, you're gonna miss out on some damage, but you know, you won't take damage, so you will get more of a use out of the power inside. So that's that. Class mods are pretty much the same, pretty good ones. You got Red Fang in case you're doing that. Bounty Hunter, pretty decent. I probably could have got a better roll, but this one had weapon damage and I kind of was satisfied with just weapon damage. These are kind of specific, or like if like you're doing like a specific build, or like you have more assault rifles in your backpack, or SMGs or pistols, that's really what those is for. This is for my Moes. I might be doing a Moes build depending on how I feel with Moes, because Moes need some work for me. I'm not digging current Moes. Artifacts are pretty much the same. I always use Pearl Ineffable Knowledge. Super useful artifact, my go-to artifact. A Sluter, you know, that's for the loot. Malawan Company Man. The Company Man, I need some more, and I just need to get more of them. So I might do a Company Man build here in the future. But that's pretty much all we have to go over in the build. We're obviously in Hemovorous' raid, and we're just gonna go dunk on that bug pretty much. So I'm gonna show you how strong the build could be, its potential damage, and we're just gonna go have fun from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.